Solfaing. If the seeker is the sought, then there really is nothing to do and nothing to become. Is it simply seeing through the illusion of the person and the unity of everyone and everything? Yeah, it is that simple. Now, you'll find there's enormous amount of resistance to that, simply because we've been so conditioned to think, feel, and act according to the belief in the person. The person is the organizing principle. The sense of self is the organizing principle of the entire human mechanism, body and mind. To recognize that consciousness as being something independent from that, right, is the first step in recognizing that the person is not my identity. It's who I believed myself to be. And because consciousness is so powerful, my believing it literally brought it into existence. It became my perceptions, my experiences, my relationships, my job, everything. I became that person ignorantly. Now, the realization that the seeking energy in me, right, and that's an advanced state, right? The majority of people never recognize that the person isn't who they are. They go through their whole lives assuming that is who they are. And so even the recognition that, whoa, it's not who I am, turns the attention towards the question, well, then who am I? But that first blush of that insight doesn't immediately eradicate all of this. It's got a momentum to it. It's got a power to it, right? And it's formidable, and it's going to keep coming up, right? Which is okay, because that's how we get stronger. You begin to realize that even the energy of seeking, right, is simply that the awakening has taken place enough that attention is now off of simply the person and trying to make the person better and self-improvement and all that, and it's on the path of self-discovery. That's a great place to be, and it's the step everybody has to go through. But then you begin to realize that even that seeking energy is being witnessed by something deeper. That even the seeker, while it's a much more rarefied, it's a much more mature, it's a much more nuanced sense of identity or person, it is nonetheless still a person, right? And now we go, oh, okay. I'm even watching the seeking, the activity of mind, body, and emotion engaged in seeking. And then I can look at that and go, well, there's all of this energy of seeking. Is there really a seeker? No, there isn't. The seeker was just assumed and projected on the activity of seeking. Now, all of a sudden you go, okay, well, what is aware of both the projection of a person on the seeking energy and the seeking energy? What's aware of that? And now the illusion is that the seeking energy has someone doing it. It's very subtle. And, you hear a lot of nondual teachers, there's nobody there, there's nothing to do. And it's true, but it needs to be understood and not just a phrase that you repeat. You have to see that that energy of seeking, that energy of activity is happening, and that the illusion is thinking that there's someone doing that, right? It's just like thinking I am beating my heart, or I am growing my hair, or I am digesting food. Now, in those instances, you're not, right? They're just happening. But for some reason, we think when it's something that appears to involve volition and will and acting things out, that there's someone there doing it. The fact is, there isn't. Thinking is just happening. Action is just happening. Decisions are just happening. Emotions, sensations, they're all just happening. There is the person, and it's okay. You can let them happen when you know that there's nobody doing them. Now you can simply sit back into abiding as that which is aware of that. And just letting the question really linger in your heart. Well, then I'm not that. There is no person. There's an action going on, but it comes and goes, and it all is being witnessed by me. Well, then who am I? Who is it that's witnessing this? And with that question will arise all sorts of the traditional answers that you would get, the habitual answers. Oh, I'm this, and I live here, and I was born here, and that sort of thing. Well, that's, no, all of that's happening. Who am I? Who is it that is aware of it? Right? And even you can take, words like, oh, it's pure awareness, pure consciousness. It's true, but I won't let you answer those questions unless I hear that it's really coming from an understanding of that. You begin to recognize, okay, there is consciousness here that is aware of that. Right. Who am I? Am I something that has consciousness? But then what's aware of that something? Or am I actually just consciousness? Which, now that's not going to have a name. It's not going to have a form. It's not going to have an origin. It's not going to have a destiny. It's not going to be seeking, right? Although it can witness form, it can witness destiny, it can witness seeking, right? But what then am I? Who is this I? I've always believed myself to be this person. Well then, okay, if I'm not that, who am I? And it's not a better version or a rarefied version of this person. It's a completely different being. And as that deepens, how did you say it? Yes. As that deepens, you'll automatically begin to see the unity of everyone and everything. Because you'll see the entire universe, including this body, and is that flow. And the one witnessing the entire universe is the real you. And that one that is witnessing the real you is the same one that's here. The same one that's every name on this list. That I is the infinite self. And there's only one of them. Call it Shiva being. Call it the Brahma self. Call it Sat Chit Ananda. Call it God. Call it the I am. Call it Buddha nature. It doesn't have a name. It just is. It is what is. I am what is. You are what is.